So, last session, a murderer was killed and the party was reunited with access to the wider town of Crow's Landing given to the less human-looking party members. You've arrived to find Barrand, Vanessa Altum's ally and fellow researcher. You've been given an address. It's located in the upper districts where you stand as you plan your next move. Several of you have expressed interest in going to Romhells, and I've received word from on high that Teo intends to immediately make his way as soon as possible, leaving the rest of the party to collect their package and cool their heels for a few days. Who was planning on joining him on the trip to Romhells, and who was planning on staying in Crow's Landing?
Don't you know you never split the party?
Alright, so Teo and Berlosa, Teo and Berlosa and Yvette leave town. We'll get to you later. For now, let's focus on, the group that doesn't have a missing player. Karen and Q. Were you planning on going immediately to find Barrand or window shop? Find an inn? I don't know. What are your plans? You are now alone.
With Q, have fun.
It's just Q and Carrion.
This is a weird group to be unsupervised.
This is a very, very weird group to be unsupervised.
This is contingent on whether or not Carrion is going to... What Q does is contingent on whether Carrion stays in Leary's house or explores the city. Or just gets out of Leary's house.
Leary's politely kicked you all out.
Ah. Then...
Well, we need to go find this Barrand guy, so should we do that first, since we have nothing else to do?
I feel like there's a lot to do here. I mean, I don't know what any of it is.
Why don't we finish our job, and then we can find other things to do?
Okay.
It might be nice to know what we are collecting, so then we can find an appropriate inn.
Okay.
If we need to store it somewhere.
Well, we're collecting a green crystal with some ornate chain, and it's from a guy named Barrand. It's very magical, but we don't know what it does. And I'm just going to keep talking to you about this crystal as we walk to... We had directions, right? Or no?
Yep.
Then...
You have directions, so...
Was I just not here when it was described what we were collecting? Because I have no memory of that.
I mean, it was at the end of the session, so you could have been tuckered out.
Maybe.
I'm also just pulling that from memory. I actually did write down what it looks like, and I have to find it.
Good job on doing that from memory, geez.
Green fist-sized crystal wrapped in gold wire and rubies, not chain. Collected from a contact Barrand and Crow's Nest.
Alright.
What time is it right now?
It is currently about 8:30 in the morning. Barron's address leads you to a line of buildings squished together in a way that just really isn't up to fire code. There's no two ways around it.
What's a fire code?
Exactly. It looks middle class. It looks upper middle class. Except for the fact that neither of you remember anything about society, so you don't know that it's upper middle class, you just know that it's a building. I assume you knock on the door.
Yeah, I'm just going to start walking to doors and yelling Barrand.
Do we have the actual
You have the actual address.
Oh.
Yeah, I will
I thought we
knock
just had
on
like a neighborhood.
the actual door.
Yeah,
I'm also coming to the realization that between the two of us, neither of us have positive charisma.
Neither of us have people skills.
Oh god. This is gonna be delightful to listen to.
And I'm also remembering that Q got dumber this level up because I has to switch a feed around. Q literally lost an
Carrion has
intelligence
social
point.
anxiety.
Oh, I need to hit level 6 stat.
Oh, this social encounter is gonna be a disaster. It'll be
I
fantastic.
knock on the door none too quietly. Just in case he's asleep.
All right. You knock on the door, and a couple minutes later, a incredibly disheveled looking man opens the door. He's probably about 5'6", 5'7", messy blonde hair. He looks like he's wearing a lab coat, but it's not actually buttoned up, and it's revealing like just he looks a mess. And he's also looking at the two of you expectantly.
I'm gonna shout his name at him. Barrend.
Oh. Yes.
We're here to pick up a green crystal, fist-sized, gold chain and rubies, very pretty, for Vanessa Altham.
Do you have any sort of proof?
I just like rotate and look at Carrion. Well, we know what Vanessa Altham looks like. She looks kind of like me. She has black hair, brown eyes, red robes, very pretty. It's a
We know
magical.
what we are here to collect. And we know the name of your associate.
Okay, what's my last name?
She never told us his last name.
Uh,
Does he have? He doesn't have it like it's not like a mechanic's jumpsuit, right? Where it's like stitched on
No.
the
No,
pocket.
it's not.
Your last
doomed.
name is.
did she give one of us a paper? Did
I don't
the
think we
other
have anything.
just fucking
I think we have
leave?
literally nothing.
Either Amberlosa or Teo or somebody has a sheet of paper. I don't know who.
It would be Amberlosa or Teo.
Well, Vanessa also
You
taught
guys
me.
are so fucked.
Vanessa also taught me a lot about the plague, and like we know we need the crystal for plague research, and that's why she wants us to get it. It's something. She took our blood. Do you want blood? And I like hold out my hand.
He's gonna back
Kinda-
away from you for a moment and just come inside and take a seat. I'll be. Don't leave. He gestures you to inside. And
So
he
is that-
pretty much he just gestures you guys inside, says stay here for a moment, and then just wanders into a side room.
Do you think that was a yes or a no on the blood?
I think that was a no.
I'll ask him
I
again.
like that you're not sure.
I don't think asking again is going to change his mind.
All right. Well,
A few
what's his room like? I guess is the next question.
Yeah, a few long moments pass, and as they do, Q looks up. I assume you both actually look over the room. It's a lot of the buildings in this town you've started to realize are pretty dim just by design because the buildings are so closely placed together. There isn't a lot of room for windows, so it's kind of dingy and kind of dark in here. He has two cats.
Oh,
Are they friendly cats?
I say, are these like healthy looking cats?
They're pretty healthy looking cats actually. One of them is just kind of like one of them is sitting on top of a cramped looking bookshelf, just kind of like peering down over the edge. The other one is laid out on the kitchen table.
Can I try to tempt them with some old ass rations?
Baron steps back in. This time he has his lab coat buttoned up and he's actually putting his own plague mask over his face.
Q's face is just gonna light up.
Altum corroborated your story, so I apologize for the paranoia, but, well, it's not paranoia if, you know?
Wait, is she here? If she's here, why'd we hear?
I contacted her magically.
Oh, you're like that kid.
Sure. Anyways, here is the crystal, and he's going to pull out a small box. And here is money, because Altum is dirt poor and forgets that people need to eat.
I will take both.
You have 200 gold and a
Oh shit.
small lockbox with a. You can open it because it's like it has a lock on it, but it's not currently engaged. It's
Hmm.
open for you to take a look at the crystal, if that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
But, I mean, is this like when Carrion opens his lockbox? It's like the Pulp Fiction thing where like our faces just start glowing, or like
No, it's not actually glowing.
okay,
It's just it's like a fist-sized green emerald with an ornate gold wire wrapping around it, inlaid in rubies, like described. Aesthetically, I'd say almost kind of Fabergé egg,
so it's
in that kind of
very
in that it's that very fine filigree kind of wire wrap.
so it's like, and the emerald itself, it's not like raw or uncut. It's very obviously faceted and shaped.
Yeah, it's obviously faceted and shaped into an oval.
Whoa, what does this do?
That's what I was trying to find out.
So did you?
No, which is why you're taking it back to Altum.
Oh, well, okay. We'll take this back to Altham. And I'm gonna try to shake his hand because, like, we're promising to take this back to Altham, and he's promising to give this to us.
He'll shake your hand.
I don't know when to stop shaking his hand.
He will extract his hand from yours after an uncomfortable amount of time has passed.
Well, okay, and then I'm just gonna leave.
He will stand there for a moment, baffled
I'm gonna stick
by
my head back in
everything
and
that just
ask if he has a
happened.
mask for me.
They're kind of unique to the member.
But we are working for Altham.
And that would mean it's Altum's responsibility to give you a mask.
Q's gonna be frustrated at this logical answer and then now leave.
Oh, here, I have art for him.
Oh, whoa, he looks way more stylish than I was imagining.
Same.
He's a little, it's that style. He was significantly more disheveled before he buttoned up the lab coat and threw on the shoulder cape thingy.
Okay.
I'm gonna stick my head back in the door and be like, so what else do you do?
I divine things.
What does that mean?
I seek the past, present, and future of objects and people in magic.
Can you do me?
Go ahead and roll me a persuasion check.
Ah, fuck. Ah, fuck.
I'm a bit busy right now.
Well, you're busy with
Well,
us
fuck.
right now.
Yeah. It seems like you just woke up. What could you be busy with?
Sleeping.
But you are not asleep now.
I can still go back to sleep. It's
Uh,
fucking 6 in the morning. He looks over out the window. I mean, not 6 in the morning.
It could be helpful if you would be willing to look into our past. We honestly we don't remember anything. So
Well, I remember some things
you
about.
don't remember anything.
Oh,
I promise.
This poor man was awoken in the dead of fucking early
in
morning.
the dead of 10:30.
Yeah.
He was sleeping in, god damn it.
No such thing.
Yeah, you can also make me a persuasion check, by the way.
Sure.
I mean, between the two of us, statistically, one of us has to do well.
Yeah.
Really?
Okay, so like
I did
Taco,
that kind
the
of like smile that just looks like a
Hey,
grimace.
that is 100% better than my roll.
You're right.
better does not mean successful.
This is true.
He is. He's gonna look the two of you up and down, and he's going to sigh and rub the strip of ivory in between the two holes in the mask. I could easily cast a spell on either of you in an attempt to learn more about your backstory, provided you were willing to pay the price of the spell.
It's blood, isn't it?
No, it's 250 gold worth of incense and 4 ivory stirps worth 50 gold each.
She was doing math in her head. Gonna have a Karki moment and realize that this spell's fucking expensive. Well, I look at the emerald. What if we give you this?
No.
He rubs the Richard's nose again.
Listen, we will be in town for the next few days, waiting for a few more companions to return from Hells. Is there any work that we could do for you to offset the cost?
I'm not gonna lie, I really can't afford to just go around casting this spell for every odd adventure that wanders through my doors. If you are gonna be sticking around for a while and you try and make the money to buy the materials, then there's always the guild. Diversen kostas fölga.
The whata?
Yeah, that's why they go by the guild.
If you can tell that us where
Here we
they
go.
are located, we can check that out. Are there any places around here where you can fight for money?
Yes, there are gladiatorial pits. This town was built around a bandit encampment, after all.
Of course. Well, thank you for your time. Thank you for this, and I kind of pat the box with the
Please do not
thing.
sell it to somebody for a spell.
That's why I'm keeping it and not that one.
Thank you.
If all goes well, we will see you again for that spell.
Hopefully afternoon.
Well, we'll see.
Clerics in the back keep those fighters hale and hearty.
Wind back time a little bit. The party has a 2-day walk to Romhells ahead of them. Alternatively, as when you reach the gates, you would quickly be told by a barker. It's 14 silver for a carriage to the city at the standard speed, or 5 gold for a 1-day trip to Romhells.
I guess we're hoofing it. Unless I can convince you to pretty please allow me onto a carriage.
Oh yeah, that'll work just perfectly.
When Yvette asks if you could pretty please be let onto the carriage anyway, the carriage master stops for a second and gives Yvette a considering look before. I suppose for someone who knows Larry.
Oh, thank you.
And you two, or you three, sorry, it can get a standard carriage for free if you
That
would
was easy.
so require.
That works out just fine.
Weren't you doubting that going to work? Like hardcore doubting? What's that? Hold on, I think I hear you eating your words right now.
Nevertheless, it is still a 2-day journey because you didn't pay for the express carriage that travels through the night and all that fancy shit and trades out for fresh horses and
It's still free.
Whatever, not walking.
not walking and a significantly lower chance of a random encounter.
Why walk when we can have animals do the pulling and walking for us?
Why walk when you can ride?
That's what I was thinking when you started with that. Every fucking silt strider on the. Also, that was a really good Dunmer impression.
I just spilled bong water into my chips.
You are not accosted. And you eventually reach the gates.
Any sort of increased presence that I should be aware of?
You don't see an increased guard presence just at the gates, but you also don't you're not up to date on how Romhells usually operates. It's about the same military presence that you remember from if you ever visited in your before life.
So we just walking up to the gate and asking to be let in?
I don't know, are you? The gates are open. It's
Oh,
it's
fuck it, let's
Is-
just
you know,
go.
Question, first of all, how many people are around me right now? Is it just Yvette?
it's a vet too. There are. Would you have done this before you left the carriage? When you were
mean-
still in the relative privacy of just the three of you, or
Probably would have done it just like prior to leaving the carriage, yeah.
okay, then if you did that, then it would just be the three of you in the carriage. There's nobody else in.
Alright, that's all I need to do. I am going to, just to make it not look superbly weird, I'm going to keep my half-elven appearance because switching race would honestly make it more suspicious. But let's see. Probably change the eye color to a deeper, like, amber brown color. Hair, switch that from like a longer dark auburn color, and appearance wise pretty much the same attire, but switching the color to like a vibrant deep velvet green.
Keeping the tattoo, or
Oh no, that's gone.
okay,
That's a pretty recognizable mark.
that's why I asked. I didn't know how arrogant Amberlosa is.
She's arrogant. She's not dumb.
All right, so Yvette, when the carriage comes to a halt before you guys actually exit, not Yvette, sorry, Amberlosa just casually becomes a completely different woman.
Who the fuck?
You have
Amber
arcane.
Losa?
You have arcane abilities. How is this a surprise to you?
Just never seen a person turn into another person. Can
You
turn
have
into me? Do
arcane.
me.
Never mind. This will
Do
go
me?
nowhere.
Didn't do Teo.
I can only apply this to myself. Whatever happens to
Well, yeah,
you,
well, turn into me or Teo. I just want to see if you can do it.
no.
Fine.
This works perfectly fine.
I guess. Look kind of boring, though.
Boring people don't get harassed. That one's going to get harassed.
Which one? Teo?
Teo probably looks very uncomfortable right now.
He's a good-looking guy.
Right, let's get into the gates.
Alright.
You guys just strolling on through?
I'm
guess.
anticipating to be stopped at least once because of previous.
I'm not. Just strolling through.
You are not stopped.
I knew if Kieran was here, we would for sure be stopped. I wasn't sure how they'd view Teo.
I don't think Carrion would have made it this far.
Why are we in this city?
Believe it was to. Oh fuck. Joe doesn't remember.
I'm not going to attempt a French accent, so you can all go fuck yourselves if you think that's gonna happen. But Teo will break in. We're here to find a library.
We are
Alright.
here to
Okay.
find a library.
Ho,
Don't tell
ho,
him I
ho.
did. Don't tell him I did that. He's gonna kill me.
Oh, I was wondering if that would
You
summon
know-
you, honestly.
Dude, you know he is the only person who unless Joe does, I think he's the only person who watches every single video recap.
Oh. Ooh, that's awkward. I'm gonna have to take that out in post.
So, Yvette and Teo are both pretty easily able to find this information. There are two libraries in the city. There is the Holy Library of Ouijas and the significantly more restricted Archive of the Royal Court. The Holy Library is apparently free for all to visit and read from, but you can only check out books if you have an address in the city. But you can read as long as you're in there.
Guess we'll go read shit. What are we looking for in this library?
We're gonna have to swap back to the other party pretty quick because I don't actually know exactly what Teo is going to search. So we actually have to wait for him for that part. But you guys can definitely wander around the city.
As I am going around, I'm just gonna kind of casually ask if there is any, as being a traveler who is not accustomed to being here, there's any shady type of places with worrying crowds that I should definitely avoid. Like, not as in like illegal gambling dens or hideouts or stuff like that I need to be concerned about.
Unfortunately for the citizens of Romhills, there are significantly more severe restrictions in place in this city to compensate for the fact that Crow's Landing is so close. So gambling is actually illegal. Of course,
Fucking course it is.
you can find, with minimal questioning given that fucking role, 4 different casinos or gambling rings, gambling dens, whatever you want to call them.
Any with a crowd that is more of just people doing it to do it and less of a fighty sort.
The Lady Fortune is games. Like, the Lady Fortune is the only one that there's no like fighting ring or anything mentioned associated with it. Most of them either have fighting rings or they're primarily gang activity or all that sort of stuff. The Lady Fortune seems to primarily have been one that was left over from when it was still illegal, just heavily rebranded and with a shiny new basement.
What are you planning?
Nothing. I'm not telling you where I'm going.
Can I follow you?
Are you trying to sneak away from the other two, Everless?
Yes, I am actually.
Then I will need a stealth check.
Perfect. That's not gonna do it.
That doesn't even beat Teo's passive perception, which is what I was basing it off of.
That's fine. Teo's reading. I don't think he'd care that much. It's the other one that I'm worried about.
Do I
What's your
seize it?
what's your passive perception, babe?
I'm about to find out.
It's an 11 plus your perception modifier, which you're automatically proficient in because you're not.
Oh, then higher than his stealth check.
From this library to this gambling den. How long of a walk is it, minute-wise?
Probably about an hour, honestly. Yvette, you
The question
spy.
is Yvette going to follow me sneakily?
100% yes.
You're gonna try and sneak it as you follow?
Yes, but if I can't sneak, I won't be too beat up about it. I'm faster than him.
Go ahead and make me a stealth check.
I
What is
hate
your
you.
passive perception, Ember? Or actually,
Not
would,
enough!
I would that be passive or active? Fuck.
I mean, I'm still
you
gonna
are-
be aware. I think it'd be like active because
Yeah, because you're the one sneaking away. So make an active perception check.
Fuck!
I got fucking horns and you still can't see me.
The wizard in the middle, where he can shed some light.
So, Carrion and Q.
Well, we just walked out of Baron's office.
House.
House. Maybe he's like one of those dentists, where they have their house and their office in the same spot.
office
That's
is
a really shady dentist, but okay.
Literally every dentist I've been to is like that.
What?
Do you have all your teeth?
Yeah, I have all my teeth. We have the entire city to ourselves, Carrion. We have no adult supervision.
Mm-hmm.
Kyrian is the adult.
We already decided Carrion was the big sister.
Does not mean she has to like it.
Quite honestly, though, like, Q is mostly going to just run, is mostly just going to run around and be distracted, but just do that around Carrion. Because Q just doesn't want to be left alone.
So what's Carrion doing
I
then?
am gonna go get some fucking money from the gladiatorial pits. Oh my god.
So, you are going to find the gladiatorial pits. They are pretty easy to find, honestly. I'm not going to make you roll for them. Anybody can point them out. They run from 6 to 9.
In the morning?
And from 6 to 9 in the evening, and
Oh,
then
okay.
from midnight to 3 in the morning.
How much money do you make per round for winning?
It depends on the city.
Okay, well, what about here?
Yeah, I know. I'm scrolling through my notes trying to find the answer. I was stalling, Kai.
Sorry.
It is 15 gold per win. You don't
Not
get
as
anything
much
if you
as-
lose.
Okay.
Do you lose anything if you lose?
Yeah, you get beat to shit.
That's fair. I don't know why I asked.
You get to beat to shit and you have to live with the shame.
Exactly, that's the worst punishment.
I know.
I'm sorry. Talking about gladiatorial pits is putting me in a certain mood. Mhm.
Q's not going to participate in the fight. She's just going to be the biggest hype man she can. She doesn't know exactly what's going on, but she's very excited to see Carrion succeed.
Okay.
Well, uh,
Carrion, your first fight is against the pretty average-looking human dude, honestly. He's got a sword and a shield. He's wearing medium armor. His fighting style is very, very textbook.
mhm.
You absolutely decimate him because he lost all 3 checks against you.
Nice.
Q, you watch as Carrion just wipe the floor with this cocky douchebag.
Whoa!
Second fighter, again, he looks like a relative newbie. You're getting put up against newbies because you're a newbie. But you're better than these newbies. You're a special newbie. You also wipe the floor with this gentleman.
Whoa!
Are you sure Q's that excited at 3 in the morning?
Oh, Q might just be asleep in the stand.
What is the general reaction from the crowd? I want to know.
They don't seem to know how to handle you, to be honest.
I'll take it. At the end of that, I just
But you are actually given 50 gold at the end of the night instead of the 30, along with a polite request to please return.
yeah.
Anytime! We'll go ahead and do it for 20 gold per fight.
I will be back tomorrow. I'm gonna go find Q. I guess we call it a night.
Right? Are you getting an inn in the kind of more upper class part, middle class, or class?
We went
Cheap.
to the Brass Lantern that last time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can we just go back there?
Is that fancy? I
It
can't
was-
remember.
We were told we wouldn't get stabbed there.
Okay. Good enough.
Sounds like a good deal.
Yeah.
The next question, does our deposit from before still stand?
He is willing to he's willing to let you stay.
Excellent. But Q is just going to go to sleep.
Alright?
Same.
Actually,
The two of you
oh wait, Carrion has it. Fuck. Q's gonna wait for Carrion to go to sleep, but pretend to be asleep.
Oh,
okay.
I'm a light sleeper, so
Unlike Q, who just sleeps like a rock.
Alright, so you wait for Carrion to fall. If you're going to try and move around to Carrion, make me a stealth check.
Why can I never find? There it is. Oh my god. Oh wait, that was at disadvantage. I have my armor off. I have my armor off.
You have your armor off?
Yeah, because I would have been going to bed.
Alright, then that's a 20.
damn.
I was terrified that was going to be the first roll. Oh.
You dodged a fucking bullet there.
You would have come back and Q would just be fucking dead.
What are you gonna do, Q? It is like 4 in the morning. Carrion
just-
is fitfully asleep right next to you.
I just want to play with the emerald. That's all.
God.
I just want to
Alright.
mess around with it for a little bit.
About how long?
I mean, just until I get tired enough and I'll put it back and go back to sleep.
Alright,
Oh my god, the two party
go
adults
ahead and
are
make
not there.
go ahead and just make me a cursory arcana check. Q, because the
Mhm.
check was high enough. Would you like to attune to this magical item?
Oh my god.
Absolutely.
Alright!
No.
You are now attuned to this crystal.
When I need to write
This
that
is
down.
what happens when the fucking party adults leave.
You can feel this as you attune to as you realize, for one, that you are capable of attuning to this item. As you choose to attune to this item, you feel this deep pulse almost, and then this thrum from beneath you, from almost the ground itself. You look around, but you don't see anything trembling. There's no indication that there's actually any tremors happening, but you feel a sort of connection deep below you.
When you say it's a thrum, is it like a pulse or just a...
It was a pulse at first, but then it dies down. Grade, just a low grade thrum, just a low grade, almost not quite strong enough to be like a vibration.
So I'm standing in like the... Okay.
Basically,
Does it look any different?
it looks the same, especially in the dark because you don't have dark vision.
Oh, yeah, shit.
So you've mostly just been looking at the outline, catching like the glint of the golden light window.
I'm just gonna point it at a wall and yell, magic! Oh, not yell, but like whisper, magic!
Nothing happens.
I'm gonna be real disappointed, put it back and go to sleep.
Alright. I will say the thrum does disappear when you take your hands off of it.
If I put my hands back on it, does it come back?
It does.
If I put 2 hands on it, does it get stronger?
It does not.
If I go
It
downstairs...
feels more like less like you are beginning to sense the thrum when you put your hand on it, and more like putting your hand on it like a veil preventing you from noticing the thrum. If that makes... It feels less like it's starting up and more like it's just being brought to your attention.
Gotcha, okay.
Like tinnitus.
Oof. Okay.
Except not a noise.
I will put it back and go...
Do you guys plan on really doing anything other than Carrion's downtime activity?
Q is just... I mean, if Carrion is just going to fight, Q is eventually going to wander off and just... window shop, sort of. Like... literally look at anything that is interesting.
I mean, yeah, the fighting doesn't start until like the evening, so like during the day,
You're just gonna wander around and explore the city?
window shop and stuff, yeah.
Alright. Can both of you roll me a d20?
Just a flat D20?
Yeah, just a flat d20.
Hmm.
Damn. In the upper level, Q, you would watch as a lean-looking human wrapped in a fancy cloak with his hood pushed down. He snatches a loaf of bread from a merchant's cart and starts to wander away. He notices your gaze and kind of stills in shock for a moment before just giving you a wink and strolling away.
I wink back at him and also stroll away.
Mid-level, working class. Bit more, everybody's going about their business and they don't have as much time for a very weird-looking set of tourists wandering around. There is a gold coin on the street that if either of you would have attempted to pick it up, you realize that it's very heavy, and as you try and pick it up, you hear a giggling from the nearby alley, and you see a gaggle of kids just sort of watching you in amusement as you struggle to pick up this coin.
Do these motherfuckers actually glue a coin to the ground?
The human kid in the front of the pack is actually kind of holding his hand out to you halfways, and he's got a particularly focused look in his eye that you would recognize from Teo and
Strength check.
Amberlosa. I mean, you could attempt to make a strength check to outweigh his spell.
Oh, I
Yeah.
will.
That's what I just did.
Oh,
Oh, cute.
yeah.
Let me roll. You immediately engage in a battle of silent will with this
I
middle
said there's
class
no verbal
child.
there's no verbal communication happening at all between Q and this kid.
This fucking middle class sorcerer kid.
It's all
This is
eye
the most-
contact, unblinking.
And you manage to pry the coin off the ground. The second you do, the kids immediately bolt with some startled shouts.
I mean, I'm just happy.
You now have +1 gold coin.
Hey. There's not like a trail leading to a box in like a sewer somewhere, is there?
No, it's just the 1 gold coin that they were holding down. Going more down to the lower levels, Carrion immediately picks up on an increase in hostility directed towards her. Less more hostility and less veiled hostility. You do find one woman gambling on a street corner who's gonna call for you to try your luck and try and earn some extra coin while you're at it.
Doing what?
Gambling. She gestures at the setup. She's just like fully stationed at this corner.
No, but like what kind of gambling?
Yeah, is this blackjack? Is this
Yeah, is this
one-arm
like that
slot?
stupid
Dice.
cup game?
Dice games.
We're playing Yahtzee?
But we can, yeah, for simplicity's sake, fuck it. You're playing Yahtzee.
I actually don't know how to play Yahtzee.
All right.
Oh god.
Good thing I simplified it down to you make a luck, sir. Do you want to gamble or are you just gonna walk past?
I
I'm
will
not.
use the 1 gold coin I got off those kids.
All right, go ahead and she will explain the rules to Q, and Q can go ahead and make me a luck check. You are now 1 gold richer.
Hey.
You
gonna
now
follow
have 2
Karen.
gold.
You're gonna what?
I said I'm gonna follow Carrion. I'm just gonna laugh at her like I laughed at the kids and then follow you.
Okay.
For the 3rd time, you win all 3 checks.
Nice, nice, nice.
Woo!
Sure, we'll do another. Okay.
All right. What?
It was the same roll for both.
Spooky.
What the fuck?
What? Yeah, you fucking win. Take your 50 gold.
Thanks.
Woo!
And now Q's just getting bored because it's just
No, Q's just tired.
3 a.m.
I don't think Q's ever been bored of anything.
I don't think. I mean, there's been some serious downtime when you guys are just fucking days.
Oh yeah, she's still not bored. She's doing something. Like
Alright,
when
so-
we go to sleep tonight, she's gonna try to get that crystal again.
All right, go ahead and make me that stealth check, babe.
Oh my god!
You managed to uncover the crystal, not Fabergé egg.
I am going to try to mess around with attuning to it again, specifically because the thrumming was coming from like down, right?
Mm-hmm. You don't feel any. You don't feel any thrumming in the crystal. Pick it up. You felt the pulse from the crystal, but you don't feel any thrumming in the crystal itself.
But so where's the washing machine coming from then?
Down.
I'm going to bring my shield because I don't think I can put my armor on quietly. Gonna start heading down.
Alright. You are on the second floor of the Brass Lantern, so when you reach the lobby, it is 4 in the morning. Everybody's asleep.
Is it stronger?
Not particularly, it's still down.
Does this place have a basement?
Not one that's unlocked.
Let's just go outside and go lower into the city.
Alright. How do you plan on wandering all the way down to the docks? In
I will
your
wander-
night clothes with a shield and a fancy egg?
Oh yeah, I don't really have any other clothes aside from the armor. That's a bit awkward.
Okay, in your in the fucking
I'm gonna go
clothes
back up.
that you wear under your armor.
I'm gonna go up and get the armor and then go down.
Okay, you're gonna have to stealth check for that too. With disadvantage
okay,
because you're moving around is what gives you
there we go.
disadvantage. Hey, Carrion.
Yeah.
You were woken up to the very unsubtle sound of chainmail clinking together. Wait, you're chainmail, right? Or are you splint?
Scale mail.
Scale mail. The sound of scale mail.
I just sit up.
Q. You see wings.
I'm just gonna wave and with full confidence just keep walking out of the room.
Can I stop her before she leaves? Just a very stern hand on the shoulder.
Hey,
Hey,
bye.
I'm not letting go. Can I see that she's holding the pendant thing?
The crystal?
The crystal?
Q, are you making literally any attempt to hide the fact that you're holding this, fist-sized crystal?
I'm literally just trying to close my fist around it.
Yeah, it's not gonna work.
Give me the crystal.
But I think it's trying to take me somewhere?
Give me the fucking crystal. Now.
You should try just like looking into it. And
To do
I think
that,
it wants to go
you have
down.
to give it to me.
Okay. I give you the crystal.
I put it back in the box.
Well, you're not gonna.
No. Go to bed.
He was again gonna do like the confused Travolta action. And I guess go to sleep.
Alright.
I guess I guard the fucking crystal for the rest of the night and then finish my long rest after Q leaves the fucking inn.
But I'm not gonna
Q
leave the.
sticks with you!
I was I'm not gonna leave the inn unless you leave
Q
the
hasn't left your side!
inn.
In
Also,
2
Q on some, like,
days!
pointless errand.
What pointless
Yeah, so
errand?
you have to specify what you're sending me to do because this could have severe repercussions depending.
I need more hand axes. Go get me some ducks.
That's 100% plausible. I'll go find you some hand axes.
Alright, are you just going to go into a blacksmith?
Yeah, I'm gonna find somebody who sells hand axes. I'm also going to look for places that hand axes might be and just
Okay.
pick them up.
Okay.
And also, more than like I know Carrion likes just any type of axe, so there might be some like fire axes, pickaxes, very small like axe bracelet, friendship charms.
Go ahead and make me a perception and a stealth check.
You know,
Or
maybe
a
like
sleight of hand check.
maybe like a weird pizza cutter type thing.
Okay, that's your perception check.
Oh my
That's just a
god.
sleight of hand check. The goddamn duality. Oh man.
Oh my god.
Actually, right down the street from your inn is actually a blacksmith shop, a weaponsmith shop. You wander in and you find this absolutely beautiful looking silvered hand axe. Are you gonna take it to somebody, or are you just gonna pick it up and take it back to Carrie?
I mean, is anybody here?
There is a woman who is. She's currently talking with another guest, actually, a taller looking high elven man with longer brown hair.
I'm gonna pick up the axe and start waving it to get her attention.
Okay. You pick up the axe and start waving it, and she is going to immediately break off conversation with the elf with a. I'm sorry. Ma'am, can I help you?
Can I have this?
How much? Certainly for fuck. I can't do basic ass math. For 5
For what gold?
105.
Q's going to do some math on her fingers. I have 28.
I have regular hand axe. She's going to. Are you still waving the axe around?
I mean, I would have stopped when she got close to me.
Okay. She's going to place the silvered hand axe back on the rack and go and grab some normal hand axes. How many do you want to buy?
How many does she have?
She has 4.
I will buy 4.
Okay, that will be whatever 20 gold.
I'm gonna buy 3.
That is 15 gold.
Okay. Oh, thank you. And so I have 3 hand axes, and then I'm gonna go back to Leary's house.
Okay. Giving Carrion some extra time to sleep. I'm sure she's thankful.
And I'm just gonna start knocking on her door.
It is answered by a servant who goes to fetch Leary. And eventually Leary is at the door, looking at you questioningly.
I'm gonna give her a yoo-hoo. And then you had an axe? Well, you gave 1 axe to Carrion. But you had another axe that she wanted? Can I have that? I will give
That
you
axe.
these, and I hold the 3 hand axes.
Make a persuasion check.
Fuck.
Sure. You can even keep the hand axes. And she will wander, then return with a large battle axe.
Is this the same axe?
This is the same axe.
Are you sure you don't want one of these?
Yeah, just go ahead and give that to Carrie.
That worked?
Okay.
What?
Bye.
Goodbye. She shut the door behind her.
Q, I would like to point out, Q is not like surprised that worked at all. I am surprised that worked.
What's the fucking catch? Has this been like clamored to look like it and it's not actually? Is Q gonna show up and then like, a couple hours later it's just a stick? Is this some fable shit?
I
I'm
will say
going.
this axe is heavy as fuck. This is actually a 5-pound battle axe, 4-pound battle axe. Carrion, you are woken up to the sound of scale mail and
I can't open this door. How can I hold all these axes?
that. You hear that from outside the door.
It's funny because while Q was gone, Carrion got a separate room.
I'm still knocking on the old room. Karen, Karen. Dunk, 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 dunk.
A different door opens.
Q's just gonna like look real confused for a second.
Stares at room numbers for like 30 seconds.
Yeah. But then I'm just gonna sort of skip on over. I'm holding 3 normal hand axes and Leary's great axe just in my arms. I just carried them through the streets completely unsheathed.
Yeah, nobody was really willing to bring it up when you were carrying so many weapons.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! I just point at the great axe.
What?
Is that
Is that it's an axe? I was supposed to get axes, right?
you were supposed to get hand axes? Yes. But is that the one from Leary?
I went to her and I offered to trade the 3 little ones for the 1 big one, and she said I could just take the big one.
She said you could just have it.
Yeah.
I take it. She just gave it to you.
I mean, I had to ask for it.
But she did not ask for anything else as payment?
No? I just said, "Hey, you know, you have that axe. Like you already gave us the 1 axe, but then there was the other axe that we really wanted. So I'll give you these 3 axes for that 1 axe." And then she's like, "No, just take the axe." And then she slammed the door in my face.
I see. I just kind of awkwardly pat Q on the head.
What is this? This isn't a handshake.
No, it's not a thank you.
Oh, okay, so that's what that means. Q starts patting herself on the head.
Now rub your stomach at the same time.
I will try to rub my stomach at the same time.
Dexterity check.
So good at these. Oh!
You can do it!
Yeah.
You can rub her stomach and pat her head. Everybody's very impressed.
Yeah. Errand complete.
I'm
not
glad that's what we use to encroach at roll number 400.
What's carrying up
Okay.
to?
Oh, I'm just, out back getting a feel for this battle axe.
Are you going to attempt to attune to it?
Yeah.
Okay. You take an hour to spar with the great axe in the back of the inn. There are no actual targets for you to spar against, but just get a feel for the weight of it and all that fancy stuff. And as you feel your mind start to actually form a connection with the great axe, you are suddenly thrown off balance from your strike as the axe disappears in your hands
What?
when you try to attune to it.
What? God damn it, Leary. God, this bitch.
It's supposed to do that?
I do suppose it is supposed to do that.
I'm just crying.
Q's gonna walk up and pat your head.
Don't touch me.
Oh, okay. Hold my hand above your head.
Spend the rest of the afternoon crying
Okay.
until I have to go fight.
Okay, so this is the first fight that you don't do so hot in. It's not as much of a massive curb stomp on their behalf as it has been for victories, but you do ultimately lose this particular round.
Mm-hmm.
It was a lot
Oh.
closer, though.
It's a bad day all around.
I know.
Are you gonna go a second round, or are you going to go home with no winnings?
Fuck it.
Carrion,
Why not?
tag me! Tag me!
I don't even. I'm mad at Q. It's
Tag
not really her
me!
fault, but I'm mad at Q.
Last check. Oh!
Oof.
Oh!
That great axe really just got in my head.
And you lost all three of them this time, so
Yeah.
it was not a competition this time.
Mm-mm.
A half-elven woman takes to the ring, and you weren't exactly expecting much from the low quality of her armor, the relatively standard quality of her glaive. But boy, if she doesn't know how to fucking use it. She puts you on your ass in like probably 45 seconds.
Today was just a failure all around. I go to
It
bed.
was in your separate room.
Yeah, where I locked the door with the fucking gem.
All right, Q, you've been locked out. I mean, you have your own room, but
Yeah, but Q's just gonna sleep outside the door.
no.
And you never let that damn thief out of sight.
5:30 in the evening, and you are approaching the Lady Fortune.
How far away of a walk is it still at this point?
Probably like another couple minutes at the most. You're in the district that it's in. You're
That's
approaching the
enough.
street.
I'm going to just double check and make sure I'm not being followed.
Perception. Stealth check from Yvette.
Yikes. I'll do my bestest.
Well, I mean, you're still tailing Amberlissa. Oh my
God
god!
damn it.
Holy shit.
I'm a sneaky moose.
Please don't ever say that again.
somehow, despite being antlered and dressed in white and orange.
That's fine, because I'm still planning stuff ahead of time, because I've thought this through meticulously while you were babysitting Q.
You can't think past stupid. I know that she sees me, so I'm just gonna run up to her. So what are we doing?
By
Yeah, you're not losing me.
the nines. I really hate you right now.
Do you? Because I really like you.
Well, this is going to make things complicated.
What do you want me to do? Where is
Uh,
this place?
Doing a form of gambling.
Ooh, I like gambling. Can I have some money to gamble with?
No, I don't have any money to gamble with.
Well, then how are you gambling?
different kind of gambling there.
So we're not gambling.
Amberlosa, it is 5:30 on a Thursday night. I don't know how much traffic you're expecting, but it's not too terribly much quite yet. You'll probably have to stick around for it to get busier.
That's
There are
alright.
probably about 12 to 13 people in here right now, plus the proprietor, and he's actually making his way over towards you when you arrive. This is like I said, the dude that you spoke to on the streets with your disgusting persuasion check mentioned that there is a newly refurbished basement. This top floor looks more like an inn, to be honest.
Alright.
And he'll ask you if you want to take a seat, get some drinks. Do you want a room for the night?
Do we want a room? Is that nice here?
I'm not entirely sure quite yet, but a room perhaps. I'm more searching for. Well, you're familiar with the concept of fate, as it were.
No. No, I am not. My fate was waking up on a battlefield with no memory of anything.
I, on the other hand, am quite familiar.
Finally, a gentleman who understands what I am going for.
And
Can you explain it to me too?
we'd be quite willing to let you take fate into your own hands for a honest price of 10 gold.
10
Seems
gold.
on.
Seems.
We'll do it for 9.5 gold.
It's a 10 gold entry fee, more to prove that you're not going to just stand around and loiter.
That's a fair assumption. However, let's see.
What if I gave you a steel mirror and some vials of something?
We don't haggle here, and we don't barter.
Hmm.
That's fair.
Okay.
Standard crowd looking around. What type of people am I looking at?
Definitely less than morally scrupulous based on some of the identifying tattoos. But again, not an overly sure guard or even really dangerous looking folk. Outside of the fact that many of them are probably in gangs.
Can I? So, like, where are we? Are we outside of like a door then?
You're in the establishment for the sake of full transparency, because everybody knows what's going on right now. The top floor and the upper floor are the more legit refurbished establishments after the gambling law went into effect. The upper two floors were turned into an inn.
Okay.
The basement is still very much a gambling den.
Okay. New question here, Zaz.
Mm-hmm.
How close together is everyone sitting?
That's a good idea. We could just fireball all of them.
I will say a 60-foot radius spell I'd say a 40-foot radius spell could probably hit them all if you aimed it properly. For
Alright.
reference.
Next question after that.
Please
Mhm.
don't hit me.
Is there a window or an open space within 30 feet?
I mean, there's the door behind you.
Dear
How
God,
far
no.
away is that? And how
Probably about 20 feet away.
20 feet away? Alright. Yvette,
Yes.
could you please check and make sure that none of that lawful presence followed us here?
Yes. And I'm gonna go outside.
Okay. Are you gonna go check for the lawful presence?
No, I'm actually gonna go look for Steven, or see if
All right.
Steven's found any openings. I'm gonna help him look around the building for openings.
Okay, go ahead and make me a perception check.
Perception check. Do.
Amberlosa.
Hmm?
Fuck.
I will politely sit up and push in my chair. I apologize for wasting your time. And I will get up and walk towards the door.
All right.
The moment I hit about 10 feet away from that door, just gonna
Casually.
snap my fingers and gonna, if this plays out well, I'll have accomplished a mass homicide. If this plays out wrong, Amberlosa dies tonight.
Fucking let's do it!
Yvette, you walk outside and you turn the corner into the alleyway on the side of the building, and you find Steve is actually wandering up to you, and he gives a quick, yeah, no, there's no way in, and you lean down to scratch your familiar behind the ears, and the glass windows over your head blow in as the very distinctive sound of a fireball going off in the building echoes through the streets.
I want to say that's Amberlosa.
Okay. Next.
Amberlosa, nobody survived 33 points of damage because they were bad in the building,
Next,
or at least on the first floor.
before exiting, change my appearance again.
All right.
In which I will change my appearance to my previous disguise.
All right, the redhead.
Mm-hmm. And then, of like where I can see, is there any like back alley type of area that's nearish?
There's the alley down the side of the street that Yvette has just stepped out of.
Did you?
That's enough.
You did.
Are you going to go ahead and start heading down that alley?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna need both of you to make me stealth checks as you work to avoid
What
the
the fuck did I
fucking
do?
police.
I didn't drop a fucking fireball in there.
No, but you are an accomplice.
So, we're gonna talk about how you just murdered a bunch of people?
Also 14 is your final number.
Okay. That drops the count down significantly.
Wait, you just murdered 14 people?
I'm assuming you're ignoring Yvette for now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
Are we not just gonna talk about that?
Dangerous gang. Illegal.
I mean, you weren't doing that because it was like an illegal place and you're a paragon of good. I don't know you well, but I know that much. I feel like you just didn't have 10 gold. Which, I don't think's a lot. I had 4,000 platinum at one point.
Yes, and you're still lucky to be alive.
Yeah, I guess I'm just a lucky person.
You did steal it from the bandit queen. Somehow got away with very minimal repercussions.
It was her financer. So where are we
Well,
going
then,
now?
if anything, I'll just head back to the library where Teo's at.
Alright. You make your way back to the library to meet up with your favorite ASMR cleric.
I will
And that
switch
is-
to my previous redhead again.
Alright. And that is where we're going to end it for today.